Welcome to Dallas, the home of the killers. Welcome to Dallas, sharks and gorillas. The girls, they going harder than
Hola, we're back.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeedy.
Once again.
So during the break, I was asking a couple questions. I was just trying to pick your mind a little bit. So as a criminal defense attorney, obviously there's going to be, throughout your professional career, at some point, you will run into this moral conflict of interest, right?
Yeah.
Where you might have taken on a client because initially you thought it was a worthy cause. He's an innocent man, perhaps, and he's being pigeonholed or something like that. Mm-hmm. Only later to find out that as new evidence emerges and things are submitted into, evidence and the trial goes on, you realize you might be defending a horrible person.
Yeah.
And how does it happen? And when it does, how do you compartmentalize that?
I think, it happens often, but what happens with me is my job is to not determine how that goes. My job is to determine if the state can prove it or not. And that's just the way I approach those things. I always tell people, defense attorneys get asked this all the time, but prosecutors never get asked this. I mean, and I always say that because look at all the innocent people, especially in Dallas County, that got sent to death row, that got exonerated. And look at all the prosecutors who played a part in that. And a lot of them knew that those people were not guilty, but they went ahead and prosecuted them anyway. So I always tell people we play a part in the judicial system to where our clients can tell us anything. But also, when you look at a situation, we're not there to determine guilt or innocence. We're there to defend the client, and the state has a burden of proof. They have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that somebody committed a crime. If they can do it, they can do it. If they can't, they can't. And that's really what our job is. And so I have to compartmentalize that when I do my job. So it's kind of a job thing for me. And some people will say, well, how could you? And what are your moral standards and this and that? I think that
I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean.
People ask me, though. I have to ask. I have to put it out there.
Yeah.
But I have to compartmentalize that, and I try to do the best job I can for the people that I represent. The state has to prove their case. If they can't prove their case, then
that's actually the job. Though.
Yeah.
So it's not about the burden of proof is on the prosecution.
Yes.
So all you're doing is basically you're just applying resistance to them to gut check, to just check to make sure that all their ducks are in a row and that they're not illegally prosecuting somebody just on a whim or something like this.
Yeah, because I tell you, there have been situations where, like I said, where prosecutors have prosecuted people that were innocent.
Oh, most definitely.
I mean, especially
I'm against the death penalty,
especially in Dallas County. I mean, where we have all the exoneration. So I always tell people our job is to provide a good defense to the client, and that's what we do.
Just make sure that they're doing their job, essentially.
Bingo.
That's it. Okay.
That
actually makes sense.
Yeah.
It has nothing. I mean, because that eliminates the entire element of like even the question at all. You know. That's okay. That makes sense.
Sure.
Damn, you are good.
That's how I do it, man.
See what I'm talking about?
Almost 25 years in the game. November 1st, it'll be my 25th year at doing what I do.
Tell them.
Yes, sir.
What's your record?
You know what? I don't even know because of just so many. I mean, I've handled so many cases. And the reason why I tell people what your record is, I always tell people, it depends on how a person comes to me. A win could be a not guilty. A win could be, okay, they offered, somebody got offered 10 years in jail and I got him probation. That's a win. Somebody got offered 35 years, but I got him 5. That's a win.
Hell yeah.
So, we have to determine how our wins look, so it just depends on these cases, and there's a lot of cases. And then I always try to tell people, sometimes practicing law is like dominoes. Sometimes you get a bad hand, and the good part of being a lawyer, a great lawyer, is great lawyers can win cases with bad hands. So that's the determination. So I try to do everything I can to represent my clients to the fullest. I always tell people, growing up in South Dallas, looking at a lot of people who went to jail, spent a lot of time in jail, spent decades in jail, coming from Dixon Circle and the Bonton communities, seeing a lot of people, go do decades in jail. I really fight hard for my clients because I take it as a different kind of level of representation, because I see the damage that is caused by people going to jail for decades at a time, how much it hurts the mom, how much it hurts the kids, the girlfriends, the families, and how much it hurts the community as a whole. So I try to really, really fight hard for my clients.
Most definitely. It's like I was so, I don't want to relitigate an old thing, but with, Carmelo Anthony, I honestly wasn't surprised at the outcome. What I was surprised with was how many just years that they put on that. Because honestly, the whole time I was like, this looks like self-defense. I mean, it looks like it could fall into a self-defense realm, right?
But I'll tell you what happened.
Yeah.
I think initially you don't have a press conference when somebody gets killed. You just don't do that. That's mistake number one.
On who was what happened there?
I think when they hired a personal person.
Who's Carmelo?
The Carmelo family allowed somebody to have a press conference regarding the case. I won't go into the person's name because I don't want to. I know the guy. I'm not dissing him, but I just wouldn't. As a lawyer, no press conference will happen because I think that when somebody dies, people take that as disrespectful.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, you're going to create a situation where the district attorney's office is going to be. The sense of the situation is going to be heightened with them. The community out there is going to be heightened. So now the ability to get a lower offer or to work that case out is going to be harder for the attorneys that are involved.
Yeah.
So if you're going to get a decent plea bargain offer now, you're not going to get that. So now you're going to be forced to fight it. In addition to that, I think there were some decisions made with the case. I think there was some off-the-record deals.
Yeah.
Where they agreed, one side agreed not to talk about this, and the other side didn't talk about that.
Oh, you mean between the two teams?
The two teams.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have happened with me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm whatever you got, you can put it out there. Whatever I got, I'm gonna put it out there, and we'll see what happens.
Is that kind of like it's not like a formal rule, it's more like a gentleman's thing, right? Like
a gentleman's agreement.
Like if you're a decent person or like you're a professional and there's respect both ways and you're a top level attorney, like you're gonna offer what you have so that they can see what you guys can actually know what someone's gonna throw at you.
In that situation out there, I just wouldn't have done that. I don't understand how that happened. But that's just me.
Yeah, no. Yeah, dude. What was I gonna say? I felt like that's where it fell. But,
yeah, it did. It did fall there.
But why would they have not moved this trial?
You can't.
So there's rules.
No, let me tell you. Number one, changing the venue. Number one, where are you gonna go? You're not gonna allow it to come to Dallas. I mean, from Colin, I'm not going to let people in Dallas determine what happens.
I mean, like Longview or outside Oklahoma or wherever.
It's worse.
Oh, is
I mean, like, it's not going to get any better. Like,
yeah.
you want to be similarly situated, right? So let's say you move the case. Denton's not going to be any better. Tarrant's not going to be any better. Rockwall's not going to be any better. They're not going to move to Houston because it's more like Dallas. So they're not going to do it. So I tell people, the county surrounding Dallas and Collin, it wasn't going to do him any good to move the case.
Okay.
People always talk about why you didn't change the venue. It wasn't going to create a better situation for him. No.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean,
it was going to get worse in some places.
Well, yeah, but I guess for sure. I guess I just feel like there was so much hype around it for a year. Where there's almost. How are you gonna? It doesn't really matter who the jury, who's coming out of the jury pool. They already know what they think.
That's why you don't have a press conference.
Well,
there's a lot of stuff happening at that press conference, and I'm gonna tell you, to me, that's mistake number one. You got
how many they have? Didn't they have a couple?
They had a couple. I just wouldn't have had one.
There
wouldn't have been one with me.
And that's
everybody would have been shutting up.
Just like
like we shut it up with no parents because I think
there's no way to do it right.
Let me tell you what happens. Let me tell you what happens. When somebody gets killed as a defendant, you don't want your team having a press conference because, number one, it's not respectful to the person who got killed. Not saying you got to respect them for whatever reason, but you don't want that to happen because that's going to come off wrong because you got to deal with the DA's office. The optics are messed up.
Yeah.
Number two, you're putting your face out in a press conference all over the state of Texas, all over that county, all over the state of Texas. That's number two. If you got your parents there, now you're putting your parents' face all over the state of Texas, all over the community. Now, if your parents have jobs in the community, they can't what? They can't work. Like Carmelo's dad was selling cars. Once they realized it was him selling the car, they look him up. Oh, that's Carmelo Anthony's dad.
Unpaid leave. Yeah.
Yeah, guess what was happening? He went from selling 30 cars a month to selling one.
Really? Yeah, just because they
Yeah.
went out there in front of the camera and people decided right there whether they fucked
Yeah,
with him or not.
I'm not buying no cars
Yeah.
from you. And his mom was working at a place. She couldn't work anymore.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden, we can't work anymore. And in addition to that, because everybody knows how we look, now we got to find a new place to live because there's safety concerns.
Yeah.
So now we have no income. We got to find a new place to live. And we need to be in almost like in a gated community. So
Just
too much.
yeah. We're gonna take a break. Be right back.
Welcome to Dallas, the home of the killers. Welcome to Dallas, sharks and gorillas. The girls, they going harder than